The start of this year has been absolutely awful so far. It's just been one thing after another. Health scares, loss, seeing people that I genuinely care about going through some of the worst times possible. And honestly, there have been days where I've come really close to just giving up, to just kind of throwing my arms up and saying, you know what? Life is pretty shit right now and there's really not much I can do about it. But I took some time to reflect on things and I realized I'm probably not the only person going through stuff right now. So instead, I wanted to make this video. I wanted to make a video to show you that you're not alone in your struggles, and hopefully a video that can help some of you guys through some of those more difficult times. All right, so let's start from the beginning. It has been a really tough start to the year. So one of my friends' family members passed away. One of my family members' friends passed away, their best friend, which actually brought up a lot of difficult memories for me as well, because I lost my best friend a few years ago. One of my close friends is going through a really difficult breakup right now. They've been in a really difficult place and I've just been trying my best to be there to support them. I had a bit of a health scare. Honestly, it was kind of terrifying. Thankfully, I'm fine. I had a scan. It's all fine. Then we had to put my family dog to sleep. It was awful. And it all happened so quickly in the space of just a few days. And it happened 2 days after my sister's birthday and 2 days before my family dog, Ozzy, would have been 5 years old. So it was just terrible timing as well. On top of all of that, I have been fighting colds. I've been fighting flu. Charlie, my son, is going through a new development stage where he is waking up every few hours and waking us up every few hours. So, you know, sleep deprivation on top of that makes things slightly more difficult. To top it off, we live in the UK and the weather has been absolutely shit. Like, I'm not going to lie. Even looking outside right now, it's just been cold, dark, depressing. And I think that just amplifies all of the emotions that come with all of the things that have happened recently. And the worst part about all of this is that I can't actually do anything about it. Usually when I'm angry or stressed, I can find some way to fight back, smash a workout at the gym, go for a run, find a physical outlet to channel all of the bad things into something a bit more positive, right? But all I've been able to do recently is sit here and just endure everything. Try to be there for people, be as supportive as I can. There's nothing I can do to actually fix these problems. My ADHD brain sees a problem and immediately wants to fix it, to help people and move on to the next thing, right? But despite all of my daily routines, all of my systems, everything I've built over the past few years, it's not enough to help me. Like the habits that I've been building, the routines I usually rely on, everything slowed down recently. Because when life hits you with this much to deal with at once, systems can only do so much to help me out, you know? So now that you know a bit more about what's been going on recently, let's talk about why everything feels so difficult when life throws everything at you all at the same time. Because it's very easy to focus on all of the bad things and fixate on the negatives, right? But I wanted to understand a bit more about the psychology behind this because, you know, I'm fun like that. According to research, when you experience more than 2 big losses in a short amount of time, your emotional container literally overflows. So every new bad thing that happens triggers grief from all of the previous bad things. Also, if you have ADHD like I do, our brains tend to experience emotions a lot more intensely than most people. That's not to say other people don't get emotional about things. It's just that our brains tend to experience certain emotions really intensely. And emotional dysregulation is one of the biggest problems that can have an impact on your life without you even realizing it. On top of that, a bad night's sleep can make everything feel so much worse. If you're a sleep deprived parent like I am right now, you experience nearly double the amount of stress, and it's a vicious cycle, right? Poor sleep means more stress, which makes regulating your emotions more difficult, which makes falling asleep more difficult. So if you're a parent that feels like everything is falling apart right now, you're not alone. So now that you understand a bit more about the science behind why life feels so tough sometimes, let's take a look at the psychology of not giving up. Because as someone who's gone through a lot of really difficult times, I've always wondered what's actually going on up here when you are going through those times. So there's this famous psychologist called Angela Duckworth, and she spent years studying what makes some people keep going through hard times while other people give up. And she found that the biggest thing wasn't talent, wasn't intelligence, or even physical ability. It was something called grit. And grit is basically your ability to keep working towards long-term goals, even when things get really difficult. But it's not about being positive all the time or never falling down. It's about getting back up over and over again. And here's why that matters so much. When you're dealing with multiple losses, health scares, sleep deprivation, all the stuff we just talked about, grit is what determines whether you keep going or you give up halfway through. It's not about how smart you are or how talented you are. It's about mental toughness, the ability to keep showing up even when everything feels impossible. And I honestly couldn't agree with this more. Over the past 30 years or so, I've gone through a lot. I was bullied in secondary school to the point that I had to see a school counsellor. I never really fit in anywhere. I spent years going through these cycles of anger and sadness, but I got through it. We were evicted from our home twice in 1 year in the middle of COVID, but I got through it. We lived through a worldwide pandemic. That is actually insane when I say those words. Our country went into a national lockdown. Our whole world was turned upside down, but we got through it somehow, right? And, I probably didn't realize it at the time, but everything I've gone through up until now, everything that you've gone through up until now, was probably to prepare you for when times do get tough like this. If I managed to survive all the things I've been through, then I know that you can get through whatever it is you might be going through right now, even if it doesn't feel like it. But having said all that, nothing I just said means anything unless you find your reason why. What is it that makes you want to get back up over and over again, even when life throws everything you could possibly imagine at you? So let me take you back to when I was this really socially awkward teenager. I didn't have any friends. I really didn't fit in anywhere. I spent most of my free time in the library, and one day I found the book. The book was backwards, like it was literally backwards. You had to read it from back to front, left to right. That was the first time I discovered manga. And I know it sounds ridiculous, right? But it genuinely changed my life. It was the third volume of Dragon Ball. I remember it very specifically, and I absolutely loved it. I then managed to find all the other manga volumes for Dragon Ball. I started watching anime, which is basically just a TV show of the manga. And since then, I've managed to build my own personal library of manga, which I have in the other room. I've watched just about every anime series you could think of: Bleach, Dragon Ball, My Hero Academia, Naruto, and even every single episode of One Piece. Yes, I love anime that much. Now, you're probably sitting there wondering, what the hell does that have to do with anything in this video, right? So just let me explain. The reason why I love watching anime, Marvel, anything superhero related is because of the characters and their stories. Almost every single main character goes through something like this. There's always a time where they get pushed to their breaking point. When everything goes wrong, they never give up, right? No matter what, they always get back up over and over again. They keep fighting.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
And I think without even realizing it, that's kind of the mindset I've managed to build for myself over the past 30 years. And look, I know some people might think that's a bit childish or a bit weird. Like, I get that. But to me, that's everything. Fighting spirit. The ability to keep going even when life throws everything at you. The ability to keep getting up over and over again. I keep fighting because my son Charlie needs a dad who shows him what real resilience looks like. Not some, fake positivity where I just pretend everything's completely fine. Real resilience, showing him how to get back up over and over again. My girlfriend Kaylee deserves a partner who doesn't quit when life gets difficult. We've been together almost 15 years now. It'll be 15 years next week, right? We've been through everything together, losing loved ones, housing crisis, COVID, becoming parents, all of it. She's been by my side throughout everything. My family and friends need someone they can rely on when things get tough and can actually be there to support them, whatever they might go through. And my audience, you guys, need someone who's honest about their struggles, not some perfectly polished YouTuber who acts like they have it all figured out. Because honestly, I really don't. I'm just trying to get through life one day at a time, same as you are. So even though everything has been awful recently, let's try and end this video on a more positive note. According to research, 70% of people who go through really hard times don't just recover, they come out stronger. So post-traumatic growth is a real thing. And if there's one thing I want you to take away from this entire video, it's this: it's okay to struggle. It's okay to rest. Go and take a break for a while. Just keep getting back up. Even if it takes weeks or months, as long as you eventually get back up, That's what separates those who make it. If you found this video helpful at all, then you might like to check out this one over here next. Thank you for watching. Keep going, and I'll see you in the next one.